guys.
Hi.
Welcome to the vault. Thank you.
Thank you. So some of the problems that we see in the offline advertising domain is of targeting. That is usually easy in an online kind of environment. So what we are essentially doing is taking the benefits of the online industry and putting it with the reach of offline advertising industry. So how we do that is a layer of data and technology that we have. So Machadalo is basically aggregating a lot of non-traditional advertising spaces, such as residential societies where people stay, corporate parks where people work, or gym, salon, spa where people usually spend their time and money.
So as an example, we ran a campaign for Cox & King, and they had 3 different kind of tour packages that they wanted to promote. 2 of those were international in nature for international customers. One was for domestic customer. We rightly identified which of the societies would be good for targeting for which kind of package, right? So we are eliminating the wastage that is there typically in an advertising media. Because we are targeting locally, we can also curate the message that needs to go to a particular society and the residents within it. The intent is to make it like a marketplace, which is a cohesive platform wherein all the offline, traditional and non-traditional media is listed, and marketing agencies can use it to plan campaigns for their respective customers, and we will be able to monetize this product and be able to earn commission and licensing fees out of it, which will give us a non-linearity to the entire model.
So we are a team of 4 co-founders, 3 of us from IIT Bombay, 1 from NITI. Each of us bring in significant years of experience working a leading position in various organizations, Oyo Rooms, Flipkart, Sharda University. We've been operational for more than a year, served more than 20 clients. So our revenues have been increasing every quarter, with this quarter revenues being 35 lakhs. We have a gross margin of 50%, and we hope to become sustainable in next 3 to 4 months of time frame. Our next year target is 23 crores revenues coming in from both services and product portfolio.
What's your ask? What do you want?
So we are here to, so we basically want to raise 1 CR, but we are here to raise 50 lakhs because we want few strategic investors to be a part of the entire portfolio.
What percentage you are offering? What stake you are offering?
So we are looking for a pre-money valuation of 19 CR.
No, no.
50 lakhs for 2.5%.
50 lakhs for 2.5%.
It seems like currently you have a services business. Correct me if I'm wrong. But your destination is a scalable marketplace model. Correct me if I'm wrong, because otherwise my assumptions are going to be completely off.
You are correct. We will continue to do services the way we are doing, additionally creating the revenue stream of products also.
But eventually you want to get to a marketplace productized platform, right? Because otherwise you're going to have a tough time scaling.
Yes.
Okay, let's assume that. It seems to me that you are building an ad network of sorts, which is afflicted with the same problems as any ad network which doesn't own their own media. You don't own your own media, you're renting it out from various different places, which is BTL, maybe branding, maybe performance, I don't know, let's not get into that. But most of the companies that have come into this space have struggled. So there's been a lot of attempt in terms of aggregating digital media. There's a company in China which went very big a few years back, and since then we haven't heard much. And we've seen various attempts at doing this. I'm not seeing how you will do this differently. Can you get to the core of what increases your chances of success in this business when so many others have failed?
So let me answer this question in 2 parts, and maybe Nitin can add to it also. The services business component is working, right? We are having a healthy gross margin. So the question about sustainability or whether we'll survive tomorrow or not is not there, right?
Yeah, but that's not what's going to create value.
I wanted
that's
to
why
answer.
I said, correct me if I'm wrong on my assumption. I'm assuming that's not the valuable piece.
Correct.
Right?
The valuable piece is the
network
product.
piece.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's like so let me take a parallel, because it is going to be difficult to find one parallel, right? So there are 2 parallels I can take. One is Google. What Google has done on digital side, what they are essentially doing is they have their own properties, right? The real estate, the digital real estate, what we can call that, right? Gmail. When you do an ad in Gmail, all the revenue goes to Google, right? But at the same time, as a digital marketing agency, I can also book certain other websites to which they pay some money, right? So they are earning a commission in between, right? What we aspire to do is to become that within the offline media, and there is no aggregator per se today which is having a marketplace model for aggregating all of the offline advertising inventory today in the market. Now you can ask the question that why would other agencies be able to be ready to participate, and what is the chance of success?
No, right? That's not my question. My question is, so many have come and tried this and failed. What are you doing that's going to make you successful? I'm not seeing that part. Maybe
See,
I've missed it.
Our belief is data is the key engine for us, key oil for us, right? Because at the end of the day, we are delivering a better ROI to our customers right now also, right? Now, as long as we keep on delivering better ROI, every customer has a need to come back to us.
So, but what
right?
is the data that's making you better? What is that data? Can you tell us what is the
So
data you're collecting?
let's take few examples of data that we collect in society. So we collect all information about the average demographic of people who are staying there. We collect variables about lifestyle. We collect information which is publicly available, like the flat size, the typical ownership pattern, etc., etc. We will have data around amenities that are there in society. We will create derived variables out of all this information, like disposable income, potential disposable income of residents who are living in the society. Certain other variables like pet ownership, how many orders typically would come from online to a particular society would help me in terms of understanding how literate or how online the population of a resident society is, right? So those kind of variables we have designed. There's a laundry list of around 80 to 90 variables
So
that we
let's
do.
take a case study. Let's say a pet company comes to you, wants to sell a product. You have now understood who's a pet owner and who's not. What would you do from there? How would you target your communication?
Correct. So we create two different variables within pet. One is whether pets are allowed in the society or not, right? Let's say pets are, so we will filter out only those societies wherein pets are allowed. Otherwise, the promotion is a waste, right?
Correct.
Now, once we have done that, we also know what is the typical number of pets which are there in a given society, right? Now, depending on what kind of product, is it a generic pet product or is it meant, let's say, only for dogs, right? If it is about a generic pet product, I can easily figure out what's the cost that is attached to promotion in a given society, what is the number of pets that are there right now in the society, right? So this will help me in terms of understanding what are the lowest cost avenue options for a given customer to be able to better reach and achieve the target of whatever campaign you are running right now.
And then how would you reach the customer?
So what we do, so one part of it is identifying what societies to promote using data. Other is actually running the campaign.
On this data part, so you say your differentiator right now is the data, which the traditional guys don't do. And you took an example in your first pitch on how Cox and Kings has an international travel, and you go and basically go and aggregate a particular society and you basically fix the two together. Now I'm Cox and Kings and I come to you and I say, I don't want that society, I want that society.
Yes.
Would you bend your rules for the business?
At the end of the day, we will suggest them that your
No, I'm
TGS.
saying, you'll suggest, but I'm saying I'm hell bent. I have the money. I'm Cox and King. I say I want you to put in that. Will you bend your rules? Your alog here.
So we will not bend the rules. So let me elaborate how we typically do it, right? I will filter out societies which are meaningful for you, right? From propensity perspective. Now
I
will
understood that. I
will
told
help
me-
you.
I'm just saying.
Answer his question.
Will you bend the rules for the sake of billing?
It is not about billing, right? It is about validation. So look at it as a small set of experiments that you're doing. We typically recommend to a customer that don't
So
do
you've
a
done
big
all the
pilot with us.
recommendations. I'm just very straightforward. Just give me a yes or no. So I'm telling you, you've given me that do not go and advertise in Kandivali, and I want to be in Kandivali in that particular society. Will you, for the sake of business, say yes or no?
No. So let me answer this question, right? So there's a customer Truebill which we are working
So
for.
just
some
tell
time.
me yes or no.
Yes or no?
We clearly say you should not do it.
Okay, no.
Right?
No,
and,
got you.
and if the client still persists that I still want to do it, we will go ahead and do it.
Okay, that's the answer I wanted.
We will
Okay.
not do that.
So for the business, you'll do whatever.
One last comment of mine. So once you have the data, idea is superb. Getting the data is a huge challenge.
Exactly.
Huge challenge.
Exactly.
And I don't see the opportunity of investing in a company where you will go in the whole country getting that data. That's a huge cost involved. And
Not
the scalability is a huge issue for this business. And for that reason, I'll pass this one.
So I think, I'll tell you the way I visualize things, right? I think the future of advertising is going to be in societies. But I feel the set-top boxes of the Tata Skies and DTHs of the world will be configured to deliver customized, precise advertising to each and every room. So an ad in the bedroom will be different from the ad in the living room. Timing, gender, all those things, and the entire demographics. More and more data I'll get over a period of time. There'll be third-party data companies who will tell me that flat 301C who lives in it, and if it's valuable enough for me, I'll be actually able to customize advertising for that. So I'm just saying that going back slightly in time and creating standees and creating exclusivity, I'm just slightly challenged that what is the main reason that you feel that when digital takes over, this will not be a challenge, and all the tie-ups that we've done, minimum guarantees we give, will not get affected by what's going to happen in the next few years.
And to add to
See, your
that,
business-
he's talking about set-top boxes. Everybody has a mobile phone in their hand today.
True.
So when you want to get to precision targeting, there is no better way, right?
Agreed.
It's hard enough building a network in the digital world. Forget about the offline world. It sounds like an arbitrage opportunity where you're forced to pay minimum guarantees and you'll always be chasing your tail, is my personal view. For that reason, I'm going to pass.
I fully agree. I think it's a consolidation of individual societies coming together to want to negotiate better deals with organizations who can pay, which is fine. But I'm not sure it's going to necessarily result in a better ROI for the organizations who want to do a segment. I've experimented with this, by the way. From my organization, from Metropolis, we've done a bunch of BTL activities. We've gone to societies in Gurgaon and multiple places. We've tried putting the standees, putting this, putting that, but finally, I think the response is, at least what we've seen, has not been actually that different from using other channels of media. I'm not a full believer in the concept yet, so I think I'm going to pass.
So I think, so one part of it is that I also have a conflict. So even if I was interested, there definitely is a conflict. And I just feel that it is too small a market in the longer run, and there are a lot of technologies that are going to disrupt this market. So my fear is that if we build up any relationships, first of all, the relationship is not exclusive. So what works, people will go to the same society. And the biggest challenge that I have is that some technology or mobile phone or precision targeting will suddenly disrupt the market very, very suddenly, and after that it's going to be very difficult to sustain that revenue. So for that reason, I would like to pass.
You know, I think it's a major feat on the street kind of a product. To acquire all these assets, you really have to be, I don't know, thousands and thousands of people. A lot of companies which do that requires a lot of capital, guys. I think it requires a lot of capital, your fixed costs of salaries and, you know, employing them and their vehicles and stuff. To me, it's a pretty hard ball. So for that reason, I'm passed.
There's a company called Focus Media from China who's been doing it for the last 10 years. Several people have tried to replicate the same model in India. It's not worked because of reasons such as societies not honoring their commitments or moving away to others.
So I'm saying,
buyers.
even if society honors the
Slightest sign.
agreement, unless you have an exclusivity, the other guy will walk in. You know, you don't own it.
So, Mr. Sudeep, so what's your offer?
No. I think you guys need to relook at your model. At this stage, I don't have an offer.
Guys, we wish you all the best.
Best of luck, guys.
All the best, guys.
Sure.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming.
for the
Thank
time.
you. All the best. God bless.
1 year to convince 15 people.
The societies.
The societies out of 22. And after that also, within 3 months, 5 got out of it.
I've had the same experience. I've had the same experience. Yeah.
You know, RWA, when we say, you know,
and President, sir,
how can you put non-veg products things out here? How can you put a bar?
Guys, that fly thing, fly.
Ishan Rena did it, right? OH, right? Ishan Rena did it.
RWA, you won't believe, the RWA that we live in, you know the rule is you can advertise, you pay us money, but before you advertise, that advertisement has to be shown to 3 people who will say yes.
Are you serious?